These are from a 17th century Bamberg witches' prison.
That is some seriously dark history.
I don't think you'll ever see anything like this again in your lifetime.
Give me all your money, man. Oh, wow, that's insane. My name is Steve Santini. I buy and sell the darkest, most gruesome artifacts on the planet. Welcome to the dark side.
If there's anything new.
New in an antique mall.
You know what I mean.
Check this out.
Stuffed hen in basket, $295.
Zombie chickens.
I don't like taxidermy stuff.
Chickens.
Zombie chickens, only you. This would be ideal for Halloween. Hey,
oh yeah, that'd
somebody
be just
could put
so
in like
cool.
a zombie baby if they're doing a zombie walk on Halloween.
Yeah, that'd look really good.
It's demented. Oh wow! Check this out.
What's this?
I know what this is. It's called an Argus iron claw. Looks like a handcuff, but it's worse. They were made for cops and prison people, right?
Yeah.
Give me your wrist, okay? They would go like that, all right? And there's no way out of that, and they could keep going. And that's why they were outlawed, because they could keep going and snap your wrist. And then stop resisting, crunch, down you go, right?
Okay.
No, but it's worse. In Florida, man, the Department of Corrections used to use these exclusively for escorting people to the electric chair. Wow, this is awesome. The stuff that I collect can be very hard to find, so I rely on certain dealers with an eye for what I like to let me know. David, good to see you again.
Hey, Steve, you too. How are you?
I got your phone call. You have something dark?
I have something very dark.
Really, very dark.
Been holding on to it for you.
Great. Oh my. Holy. You gotta be kidding.
Feel how heavy these are. Holy crap.
He's made for Arnold Schwarzenegger's handcuffs or something, Biavia. These are unbelievably massive. What's the story behind these? They look ancient.
These are from a 17th century Bamberg witches' prison. It was a nasty place to be. Anybody who was accused of being a witch was actually taken through and tortured.
Of all the dark places on Earth, the Bamberg Witch Prison has to be hands down one of the top 5 worst. People were tortured there, whipped, racked, branded, torn apart literally, and then sent to be executed. That is some seriously dark history. I mean, these things seem right up my alley. What are you asking for them?
$3,000. Firm.
$3,000 bucks.
No negotiating. Firm. I need that. You've got to have $3,000.
You're serious, aren't you?
Yeah.
$3 grand.
You should go for it, bro.
Yeah, you can put this in one of your exhibits for sure.
Yeah, and it's likely something I'm never gonna see again, right?
You won't.
Nope.
I like to haggle every now and then, but when I see something this rare, this historical, and this dark, I'm not gonna quibble about the price. All right, done.
Done.
Put her there, right on. Thanks, David.
You're welcome.
Keep hunting.
I will.
The stuff keeps getting darker and darker. Find me more stuff.
Will do.
Oh, hi, Steph.
Hi, Diana. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I brought this box of sort of random vintage clothing, costumes, pieces of all sorts of stuff that Steve got. And basically, he's looking for you to make him an executioner's costume for one of the medieval fairs that he's doing.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what's in here and what you could use.
Well, let's have a look.
Some
Oh, excellent. We've got
suede.
some raw silk.
Yep.
I can make some tunic tops.
Perfect.
And the suede.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do trousers. We can wrap his legs. What's this stuff?
Oh. That is apparently a replica Inquisitor's cloak, some sort of costume piece, I guess.
This isn't a replica.
What?
This isn't a replica, Steph.
How do you know that?
A modern replica, you'd actually see the use of the sewing machine in some way, shape, or form in the construction. These seams have been reinforced through time by hand, but it's a heavier, older thread. It's almost like the thread that would be used on leather.
So how old do you think it is then, Diana?
Oh my gosh, I mean, you need a proper fabric historian, but I think it could be 400 years old.
400?
Maybe more. This is amazing. I don't think you'll ever see anything like this again in your lifetime. That's what's so
amazing.
special.
If this turns out to be an authentic Inquisitor's cloak and not just a replica, it will be worth a ton of money. Steve will want to get on the research for this right away.
My first stop to authenticate these Bamberg Shackles is to visit my friend Rob. He's an amazing blacksmith that specializes in making medieval weapons, and he knows a lot about medieval torture.
Wow, the workmanship is beautiful. The wells, almost flawless. This to me looks earlier than typical locks like this that I've seen.
How early do you think?
I would say 16th century, probably at the latest, would
Really?
be my thoughts on it. There's a lot of force that would be required to use it. I would think, well, you're the expert here, that this would be almost impossible to pick just from the
Yeah, I mean,
actual strength needed.
as an escape artist, I would not want to be locked in these. I mean, I think that these would do in Houdini.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this was made by a master smith. The workmanship on this stuff is exquisite.
Along with that pair came this pair, and this pair is smaller, but made by the same guy. I have a theory that this was made possibly for the ankles of women, because that pair there is just so humongous.
Yeah. If they were being used in torture, possibly if they were being used with a strappato, I think it's called, where they tie up the hands behind the back and lift the person, sometimes they would hang weights to increase the pain, dislocate your shoulders and that sort of thing. I'm just wondering if these
Whoa.
things-
If somebody came to you and said, hey, make a pair that looks just like that today, ballpark.
Based on my shop rate, I would guess we're coming in, I don't know, somewhere around $12,000, $15,000
$1,000?
For both?
just for one pair.
Wow, that's incredible. Do you think I did well?
I think you did very well. These are exquisite pieces. I would love to have them in my collection.
Exquisitely dark, you might say.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. Having fact verify these shackles are 16th century increases the value incredibly. I mean, we have a genuine ancient restraint here worth a lot of money. Hey, how's it going?
Good. I have some really interesting news for you.
Oh, I like that.
I took that box of old costumes to Diana. The cloak, she thinks, is really, really old.
The torn up ratty cloak at the bottom of the box?
Basically, she doesn't think it's a replica. She thinks it is a real Inquisitor's cloak.
No way.
Like, when I told her we wanted to cut it up into pieces for your costume, she was like, no way.
This is awesome, man. Do you know how much that'll be worth if it's real?
I can't even imagine.
I don't know anything about old textiles. Maybe textile historians should be able to tell us.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Who better to bring these Bamberg witch shackles to than my good friend Tamara, a Wiccan high priestess. She's got a lot of wickedly cool dark collectibles, and I couldn't wait to see her collection. Oh, wow. This is fantastic.
This is kind of the toy room.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of toys in here.
This one would interest you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's Arabic.
May I do the function?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me all your money, man. Oh, wow, that's insane. Man, oh man, that's a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. What would something like that be worth?
You know, to the right collector, it could be thousands. These are two of the same sort of thing. This is from Nepal, and it's made of wood. They're called demon daggers.
Demon daggers?
What they do is they go over the body of the person and they draw it into the blade.
Okay.
Then they break the tip off, trapping the demon inside.
Okay, no way.
So these are a one-use deal. You can have that one.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I've got one more thing you might be interested in. A person came in with a bundled up newspaper, dropped it on the counter, and said, "You'll know what to do with this." And that's what was it.
Oh my God. Get out of here. Oh. Look at the breaks here. We're not looking at a very old person here, are we? We're looking at, it looks like a, well, it's a woman's hand, right? Oh, there you go. It's the size of your hand.
They were sometimes called a helping hand, and they were laid on the chest of a sick person to absorb the illness.
I would love to buy this hand, but I'll bet you not for all the tea in China, right?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, wow, amazing. I want to thank you so much for everything. And this, thanks, this is going to go right into my collection, and hopefully I'll never have the chance to use it. I brought the Bamberg Shackles to my friend Tamara so she could use her gift of psychometry, which is to touch an object and feel the dark history and strong emotions connected to past events that reside within the object. I'm hoping that I can ask you to bring your talents to bear on these.
Okay, I can feel them without touching them, but I'll see what I can do. There's an incredible amount of fear in this.
This is the feeling of the person that was in them?
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine one person either.
No, there's more. They've definitely seen a lot of use. There's no hope. And I don't think I've ever handled anything that there wasn't at least some hope. But people have died wearing these.
Would you touch the smaller ones, please, if it's not too exhausting? And
This is more women and children.
children.
Like 12-year-olds. There's more hate and more violence here. There's a fear, hatred, a need to obliterate, to dehumanize, to break. They've absorbed so much that they keep absorbing.
Tamara's reading on the Bamberg Shackles confirmed for me something I believed for many, many years, that objects from the distant past have a connection to people and strong emotions get embedded right inside them. I'm here today at this historic church hunting for rare relics. I hear this guy has some radical antique pieces, and I can't wait to see them. This is great. Ah, you're breaking stuff already. Just put your hands in your pocket.
I'll
okay?
behave myself.
Oh, check out the antique keys. Those are wicked. Like size of dungeon type doors. Oh man, check this out. Do you know what this is? The spiritualists, the old mediums and stuff?
Yeah.
They used to have seances where they'd hold hands around a table. There'd be a tambourine or a trumpet like this on the table.
Oh, really?
And they'd have a gimmick where they could slip their hand free in the darkness. And you wouldn't see them. They'd pick up the trumpet.
Really?
They'd be whispering like they're the spirit of the person that...
And then Houdini would come and bust them.
Houdini would come and bust them. This thing's awesome.
How much is it?
It's $45. Oh, check this out. We missed the best part.
Oh, nice.
First class. Oh, this is nice stuff you've got here, sir. Hey, what's with the knife here with the brass handle?
It's East Indian.
Right?
It's really heavy along the spine with the swelled tip meant for armor piercing. Once you poked it in, you twist it to hold the guy there, and you'd hit this button here. And I would drop the side.
Oh, no way.
Nice.
Oh, that is a fantastic piece. What are you asking for this piece?
About 300.
I'm in love with this piece.
It's awesome.
Oh, check it out. Is that a real megalodon shark tooth?
Is that real?
Yes, it is.
You know, these sharks, do you know anything about them? They grow
Yeah.
up to 50, 60 feet long.
Huge.
And attack pods of whales
Yeah.
in a school. This was like a real sea monster, this
Yes,
thing.
a whole school bus.
$325 for this, eh?
I have something that you might find really interesting. I have a almost 500-year-old Japanese sword.
Oh,
No
nice.
way.
Japanese short sword called a wakizashi. The man who made it worked
Feel
only
the
1 year.
blade on that. Now, this is a real katana-type blade. This isn't what you'd see, you know, in a novelty shop or the ones they make today. Like, it is remarkable to see any blades this old, and the quality's remarkable, but we're missing the pommel down here and the nick in the blade.
Yeah.
What do you suppose that's from there?
It probably means that it has been in battle. It takes quite a bit to damage these swords. They're extremely strong.
So this was used to kill people?
Highly likely.
What are you thinking? If you were to put a group price on the whole lot here, what would you be asking?
If you took all the pieces together, I'd go 3,000 for you.
Would you maybe do 25 on the lot?
Can't go quite that low, but I'll split it with you. I'll do 27.50.
27? I'm pushing it. I know I'm pushing it, but
Yeah, the sword alone's worth more than that.
yeah, but
Okay, if you take all three pieces, I'll do 27 even.
done deal.
Nice.
Awesome. Incredible. I've been looking for one of these forever. I'm bringing this cloak to Edward and Yetta in the hopes that they can help me identify it. Edward is an expert in historical textiles, and Yetta knows how the ancients used to weave these things. This came in the bottom of a box of theater clothes.
Oh, my goodness.
One person we showed it to was saying that this looks a lot older than a replica.
I don't think it's a replica.
No, it's not a replica. It has probably some pretty serious age.
Nice.
Objects speak a language. They tell you about who they are and how they were made, but you have to understand that language.
This is the cotton, because it's so unevenly spun, we can see that it's probably hand spun on, I would expect, a spindle. This is a cotton fiber that's woven with wool. It's a type of fabric that has been used and was still used right up to so-called pioneer times.
And you see, this, if you look at this other side here, this piece has been cut off.
Missing a huge
Oh my
It's
gosh.
missing quite a piece there,
A
isn't it?
large
Ginormous.
section of it that's cut off.
Where would you put this thing, age-wise?
I think it's possible that it's close to 1,500.
Wow.
I think it's possible.
Then does that go, Edward, with the contention that this could be an inquisitor's cloak?
I don't think so. The robes used for the inquisitors, who were Dominicans, were either black or white.
Yes.
It could be just local wear. It could be local
Peasant?
peasant. I think it's clear that this was a practical garment, probably worn by a shepherd. It's waterproof, it's weatherproof. It could easily be from the Carpathian Mountains or even as far away as Spain.
I would imagine for the common man, for the clothes of the common man to survive is even more rare.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
he put
very much
more
so.
wear on them. Is that not correct?
Yes, they
More
do.
wear, and also every scrap of fabric was used over and over.
As we
So
see.
Once it's been used as a cloak, the next thing it would be used as a blanket. Once it was used as a blanket or as a quilt, once it was used as a quilt, it would be used
Until
as
it's
a
one
rug.
tiny little piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as such, does that make this valuable, even though we're seeing all these Frankenstein sort of repairs to it all over the place?
Well, all value is based on how much the person who wants it is willing to pay. But appraisals are based on like pieces that have sold at some kind of public auction if there's a record. And there is nothing like this that has been sold at public auction. In my experience, I've been in the field 40 years, I've never seen anything like this come up for auction.
Wow.
So we have a one-of-a-kind here.
You do indeed.
Diana,
Oh, Steve, hi.
so awesome to see you again.
Good to see you.
Came in to pick up my executioner's outfit.
Oh, it's all done. I think you'll be really excited.
That's amazing. But first, I have to thank you. I've got amazing news. That cloak, if you had not told Steph that this thing was really, really old, well, I wouldn't know what I know now.
Well, what do you know? What do you
I
know?
just
Because I mean,
can't-
for me, it was just instinct. I don't
We're leaving
know.
her hanging.
Well-
We were able to find a museum textiles expert.
Perfect.
Who's able to check it out. And unfortunately, they said it's not an inquisitor's cloak,
Check this out, though.
but it's a 17th century peasant's cloak. It's very rare.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
it's
So you were
survived
right on the right track.
centuries of wear, and who knows the history it's seen.
Goodness.
Isn't that amazing?
Somebody's already contacted us wanting to buy the cloak from me for an amazingly handsome profit.
You giving me a cut?
She deserves it. You were right on the right track.
You
with
do.
that.
It might have ended up under the shears and in the trash otherwise, but you know what? Likely as not, I'm going to hang on to this for a while. Okay?
Well, I don't blame you.
But you will be getting paid for the costume.
You
All
can
right.
step around the commission, but you can pay for that. It's actually in the back. Do you want to
I
go
will-
try it on?
Yeah. Can I check it out? Super.
Got to be sure it works.
Awesome. Well, I'm ready to behead some people
Oh
now.
my gosh.
It's not bad. Fits like a glove.
It suits you. It looks very you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not being sarcastic
No dig
this time. No.
Okay, great.
Being honest.
That's rare. Knowing these Bamberg prison shackles have such a dark energy associated with them really freaks me out. I'm going to take them to TAMARRA in the hopes that she can cleanse them of this evil energy.
Okay, what I'm going to do is basically cast a protective circle around us. And then I'm going to transfer the energy from those into this stone. And the rune that's on here is from the Futhark. It's an old Nordic rune, North Scandinavian, for death and rebirth. And when this is done, you're going to bury this and give it back to the earth.
Bury it anywhere?
Somewhere that is in nature that's going to absorb it back in without...
Okay, I know just the place.
Yeah. Guardians of the East, remember. Spirits of the air, hear my call. Hecate, Lady of the Crossroads, Wise One, let your hands guide my hands. Let your heart guide my heart. Let your strength be mine, out of the blood, out of the bone, into the rock, into the stone. Okay, so give those a feel and see what you get out of them now.
How do you feel?
Lighter.
Physically, they feel
Yeah.
lighter?
Check it out. Physically, they feel different. They're still horrific.
Well, they're what they are. I mean, they were made to be a tool of torture.
I won't want to hold this too long.